So you ended up signing to Interscope, and you were like 19.
Yep, 19.
So now you have a deal with Interscope. Dr. Dre is working on tracks with you. Because I know on the first album there was 2 songs with Dre, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were there more songs with Dre that never made it, or
Yeah,
other projects?
yeah, I did a few songs with Dre. We wound up going with just 2 of them for the album. But yeah, we did a couple of joints. You know, that's the way we would do it with albums. We just do a bunch of songs and then just try to pick the best ones. So yeah, it's a ton of joints I did with Dre. All of them dope.
What was it about working with Dre that's different than other producers?
Working with Dre is his meticulousness. Like he's very meticulous about um, what he wants, you know, and he'll listen to a track, and then he'll hear all of this other things in his head, and he'll literally just stay on it and stay on it until he gets it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't know what the hell it is, like, you know, we could be doing a phrase like over and over again, you know. And I don't even know what it is he's looking for until he gets it, and then I'm like, oh wow, and it will be just something as meticulous as like how I'm saying one word, you know. But then soon as it's done, like how he hears it, you hear how the whole track will open up. He just had that type of meticulous ear. I remember at that time he was I had knew one of the cats in the studio that he was working with, Scott Storch. And Scott Storch was a keyboard player. I knew him from Philly, as Scott would play at a lot of Roots jam sessions. He played with the Roots way back too. So it kind of, the way the sessions would happen, we would be jamming. Like I didn't know Dre was that type of that organic of a mind, but he thought just like a musician, you know. He had just had a way of really knowing how to take something small and really like amplify the sound to like a crazy, crazy, like crazy loud frequency. I remember when I first came into his studio, everybody that was working there had earplugs in their ear. And I really didn't know, you know what I mean? I didn't think nothing of it until Dre came in, and when he went to play me one of the songs, he literally turned it up to 11, like turned the dial all the way up. But normally you would think the sound would crackle out or kind of like shake, or you would hear something like override. Nothing overrode. It was just loud, like you just, it was the loudest music I ever heard in my life. But nothing blew out. That's what really sold me on Dre's like mixing skills, like how he could just take a beat, and I guess that's why when you listen to the music in the car, it bangs like that. And then this studio literally has 6 speakers. Most people only have, you know, maybe 3 speakers, 2 big speakers at the top and like a woofer. Dre had 3 speakers at the top and 3 woofers at the bottom. And he was turning it up to 11. So if you can imagine just how how loud it was, I immediately understood why everybody in the room had earplugs in.
Yeah, no, I mean, the way that Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre met was when Dre played him the original Chronic. Jimmy said this was the best mixed album he'd ever heard in his life, point
Yo,
blank, and Dre mixed it.
and Dre taught himself how to mix. That's what really threw me off. I was like, how did you learn how to do this? He said, you know, the whole thing with Snoop and the engineer, not Snoop, but was it, who's the cat there? Suge Knight beating up, you know, terrorizing all the engineers. Nobody wanted to work with them, so he had to teach himself how to work everything. But like how ill of an approach, like that just shows you a genius mind right there, where you just lock yourself in a full-blown studio and learn how to become your own engineer and record your own stuff like that. Like, you know.
Now you also worked with Jay Dilla on the first album.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about Jay Dilla that still makes him relevant today? You know, long after his passing.
His musicality, you know, Jay Dilla was, he just had an ear like a musician, like his approach to making beats. And he was like a jazz musician. He just had a really organic approach, an organic ear, you know. And he heard inflections, certain inflections in the music. He was able to make it work to where it just felt soulful, like it had an organic touch to it, even though it was programmed, you know. I think that was the thing that made him so special, is his organic, natural ability to make the music sound that way, you know.
Yeah, I mean, rest in peace, Jay Dilla.
Yeah, Dilla was a master.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tragic loss when he passed so early. I think in his 30s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, man.
Very sad. So the album comes out. What was the initial reception? How did it end up doing?
It was good reception. You know, I had some of the best producers at the time on the record. You know, very good reception. Still good. Everybody that I see to this day, they remember that album. You know, so it was very good reception. People liked it a lot.
So how did the Soulquarians thing come together? Was that after the album or before the album, or?
It was like all around during the same time, because everybody's album was coming out around the same time, and everybody was kind of working on each other's albums. So it all like happened out of they started calling it Soulquarians. I thought through the Common Like Water for Chocolate album, because you had everybody producing on there, from Quest to Dilla to D'Angelo, you know, and then he had everybody just, as far as Erykah, everybody coming in and out singing on the record. So I thought that's kind of where it happened. Everybody was recording in Electric Lady Studios at that time. So
Right, which is Jimi Hendrix's old studio.
Yeah, on 8th Street.
Yep. So right, because the Soulquarians were you, D'Angelo, The Roots, Erykah Badu, Mos Def, Common, James Poyser, Q-Tip. Am I forgetting anybody?
I think Raphael.
Raphael Sadiq, right?
Yeah.
From Tony, Tony, Tony. Just an incredible collection of talent. Did you guys actually put out projects under that name, or was it just kind of just work in progress?
Yeah, I think it was just like I said. I thought it was a production team. They didn't really call it. I didn't know it was Soulquarians until we did that Vibe magazine photo, and we never really did like an album. I think it was talks of that, but we just all worked with each other on each other's albums. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Now, I mean, speaking of Soulquarians, Erykah Badu was a prominent member of that. You said that you can't look into Erykah Badu's eyes.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can.
What does that mean?
She just has a enchanting stare, you know. It's like you staring into the universe, you know. And just her peaceful aura and everything, you know, about her. It's almost like she's drawing you into the abyss if you look into her eyes. Her eyes are so beautiful, you know, they're like a emerald green. So I don't know, just staring into her eyes is kind of dangerous. She has a way of it's like a Jedi mind trick, you know. It's kind of a stare that can almost get you to do anything, you know. She can hypnotize or mesmerize, you know. She just has that kind of womanly aura. You know, it's a god on a goddess type of level. You know.
Oh yeah, man. And if you just take a step back and look at some of the dudes that she had messed with, they are different people once they leave that relationship. Like, you know, Andre 3000 had his shirt off and had gold chains on before Erykah, and afterwards he's wearing pink fuzzy pants and
Hey.
and white wigs and what I mean? Common, you saw him change his whole style
Yeah, dude.
afterwards.
Erykah just has a way about her where it makes you feel like you could be yourself, you know, because she's so much naturally herself and naturally in her own space. It's kind of inspiring. You know, the people that are around her are inspired to be that way as well, you know, and not to really think about what everybody else is thinking, you know, think about what everybody else is on, but to kind of shut down the systematic thoughts in your mind and just go with who you are naturally, or just go on that journey inside to try to find out who you are instead of trying to be like everybody else, you know.